Senator. You said the family hearings were fruitful and the siblings, the Dargani siblings, were just arrested at 5 p.m. yesterday.
Yes, I was informed by the Senate President last night after our kumustahan in Pampanga, no, that the OSAA people, yung security, Senate security people, are in Davao, and they were about to fly back to Manila with the siblings, Dargani siblings. And that's good, ano? And sabi ko nga, yung si Major General Rene Samonte, yung Sergeant at Arms namin, deserves commendations from the senators and the Filipino people as well, ano? Because, you know, had the Dargani siblings flown outside of the Philippines, wala na, no? Parang putol na rin tayo. So what I can say about this is there is no safe haven on earth, ano? Even for people like Michael Yang, Christopher Lau, Dargani siblings, Davao City is not safe. Wag nilang they should stop thinking na hindi sila pwedeng magalaw doon, no? As a matter of fact, as was proven last night or late afternoon yesterday, they're now in the Senate premises and they will be forced, no? Sabihin natin, gamit natin yung word na forced to attend the November 25 Blue Ribbon Committee hearing.
No, but then what about Michael Yang? He seems to be an untouchable so far.
Well, so far, you said it right, so far. But you know, our people here in the Senate are not sleeping on their job. No, of course, he'll be more careful this time after the arrest of the Dargani siblings, and so is Christopher Lau, because both of them have already been cited in contempt of the Senate, of the committee, and have warrants of arrest against them, their persons.
No. What do you make of former police officer Asherto coming out of the blue? That's also been questioned. Who would be behind him? What do you make of his testimony?
I will leave it to the chairman kung papayagan yung kanyang pag-attend, no? Even virtually sa susunod na hearing or sa mga susunod na hearings. But I think he can contribute something, because he already mentioned Michael Yang and other personalities having been involved in the drug trade. And we want to find out from him directly, no, under questioning by senators, the members of the committee, kung ano yung, so we can assess kung totoo ba sinasabi niya or may exaggeration or hindi totoo. I also had the chance of meeting Asherto before he became scarce, because he came to my office. Ang naging problema lamang, the initial encounter that I had with him, he did not disclose everything. So I had my doubts because the second time around that he wanted to talk to me, I did not anymore face him because ang sabi ko sa kanya, we both came from the PNP. And the fact that he came forward to see me, I was expecting that wala siyang itatago. Pero kung half-truth lang yung ibibigay niya sa akin, forget it. Because alam mo, you know me, Karen, when I ask questions, I make sure talaga na hawak ko lahat yung data before I ask. Mahirap na mapasubo because if you're taken for a ride, ikaw ang mapapahiya. So ako, I'm always known even by my colleagues for that. Na before I venture into something, I have the complete dossiers. I have the complete information. In fact, when I ask questions, I make sure that I know the answer already.
Okay, just very quickly, you don't have suspicions on who's behind him?
Right now, who's behind him to what? To disclose or to offer himself?
Suddenly,
I do not know. I do not know.
Okay.
Wala akong knowledge kung sino yung nagtutulak sa kanya to come forward.
Okay.
Maybe on his own because ano siya parang under attack yung kanyang person is now a wanted person, a fugitive, so to speak.
Okay. Now, the president's landmark campaign promise was the drug war. And yet just recently, there was a drug raid at a party in Davao City. Do you find that quite ironic?
Yeah, that's ironic. Talagang mahirap i-reconcile no, the platform na nagpanalo sa kanya, at for the past 5 years ito yung kanyang laging advocacy. Tapos the irony of it all, ano, it's a paradox na yung raid ng PIDEA nangyari mismo do sa area nila.
And what does that show about the drug war, Senator, for you? What does that reveal?
Well, I will just mention what the President said in his last SONA, last July. Di ba sabi niya, akala ko ganun lang kasimple ang pagsugpo sa illegal na droga. I was mistaken. Ang sabi niya, I thought parang Davao City lang. So, hindi na sa akin manggagaling, Karen. Ano? Malinaw naman yung interpretation kasi he said it as plainly as he could. No? Sinabi niya, in effect, in so many words, na mali yung kanyang assumption. No? Yung enormity of the problem na miscalculate niya. So, siya kanya nananggalang na hindi matagumpay yung kanyang advokasya, yung kanyang paglaban sa illegal na droga.
Okay, so let's talk about now the budget. The NTF-LCAC, you, along with other senators, supported the NTF-LCAC. And it turns out in your hearings, their performance was quite surprising. Only 26 out of 2,318 projects of the NTF-LCAC have been finished. So my question is, should it be abolished?
You know, that says a lot. Ano? I was a proponent. In fact, I was the sponsor of the budget of the NTF-LCAC for the longest time dito sa Congress na ito. And you know, I support the concept. The concept is very good. It jives well with the water lily theory na yung NPA is like a boat passing through a pond. Yung water lilies will just move sideways. And then after the boat has passed, babalik na naman yung water lilies represented by the NPAs. So yung concept ng NTF-LCAC, para lang malinaw yung where I'm coming from, ano? Kailangan talaga may development projects, may livelihood para hindi na makabalik yung NPA o kung bumalik man, mag-join na sa mainstream. Napakaganda ng concept. But then, you know, Karen, pag pinasukan naman ng politika, yan ang masama. Yan ang problema. Pagka pinasok ang politics sa maski anong endeavor na napakaganda, sira yung kabada. Look, 26 out of 2,300. And then we hear of areas na maraming clear barangays and yet nakuha nilang pera, suporta from NTF-LCAC, napakaliit compared to other, you know, areas na tinanggihan na nga ni, sabihin na natin, I'll be direct. Ano? Si Mayor Inday Sara mismo, di ba sinabi niya, 1.64 billion pesos inallocate ng NTF-LCAC sa Davao City. Sabi niya, hindi ko kailangan yan. Kasi alam mo, we talked to Governor Bong Lacson, yung Negros, meron silang 24 barangays. At 20 million per barangay, malaking tulong talaga sa mga barangays para makapag-move on sila na na-cleared na sila from the of NPA influence or control, maka-move on na sila. Maganda yung concept. But then, alam mo yung sa Davao City, 82 barangays. Ang binigyan, 1.64 billion. Na mismo yung local executive na nagsabi, hindi namin kailangan. Bigay nyo lang sa iba. So it means na walang planning. So it says...
Is it walang planning or ginagamit na sa politika at sa eleksyon?
Both. Wala nang planning kasi iniisip nila, gamitin lang natin sa politika ito. Ba't ka pa magpaplano kung pampolitika lamang? And then we heard the PNP na nagpo-form nitong global something. This is a political group. And then, ang ginagamit nila yung pondo ng NTF-LCAC because, Karen, yung 28 billion na for 2022 na kinat ng Senate to 4 billion, it's not actually 28 billion because there's 2 billion more na nakapark sa iba't ibang agencies like the SWD, DILG. Ito yung pang-provide daw ng support services sa NTF-LCAC. So it's actually 30 billion. Hindi 28. So I asked Senator Angara, the sponsor of the budget, well, kung binawasan natin ng 4 billion pesos from 28 billion yung NTF-LCAC.
Ang naiwan na lang 4. Yan ang ngayon.
Pero pang 2 billion nga eh. So sabi ko, anong gagawin natin sa 2 billion na pang support services? Kasi kung gagawin natin proportionate, 7% lang naman yung 2 billion ng 28 billion. So di ba it's logical for us to also slash yung 2 billion to something like representative of the 7% of the 4 billion. So does it make sense? So sabi naman ni Senator Angara, pag-aralan. Kasi kung nandiyan pa rin, may nakapark na, say sa DILG, may nakapark na 1.194 billion pesos. Eh support services ka lamang, ang susuportahan mo nasa 4 billion na lamang. So di ba logical na bawasan na rin natin yung support services kasi baka kung saan na naman gamitin.
So to simplify, just quickly, Senator Ping, so the public will understand, for 2022, given that you want a COVID responsive budget, do you think the NTF LCAF with its performance should be first given zero budget for 2022?
Not zero, but streamline natin. Kasi maganda nga yung concept. I fully support the concept. Ano? Kasi,
so you don't believe it should be abolished? You don't believe it should be
it should be abolished. No? It should be streamlined and monitored more closely and make them accountable criminally and administratively. Those responsible for the wrong implementation and even misuse of the NTF LCAC fund should be made accountable. Pero to totally abolish it, but of course, meron nga tayong COVID-19 pandemic pang ina-attendan. And we should also, that's another matter, Karen, yung Universal Healthcare Act natin, pinas natin to 3 years ago. And after 3 General Appropriations Laws na naipasa namin, nandun pa rin tayo sa low cost. Alam mo yung low cost, that's 141 billion yung allocation. For 2022, 3 years after, billion. Short pa rin dito para makatawid tayo sa medium cost. Fast forward, ang high cost, it would address all barangays. Ma-address na yung lahat ng problema. One hospital bed per 800 population. Ganun ang ratio dapat. Bakit hindi natin binigyan ng priority? Nasa pandemic tayo. So wrong sense of priorities, Karen.
So that's how you would describe the budget? Because I asked Senator Sunny, he says it's mistargeted, not naman mispriorities, but would you describe it as wrong priorities?
I agree with Senator Angara, and I'm glad since he is the chairman of the Finance Committee, we will stand foursquare behind the chairman, our chairman, in this regard. Na hindi pa tayo graduate sa pandemic, unahin natin itong pandemic. While we are opening up. Pero while we open up our economy, kasi we're losing 20.5 billion a day. Ito yung estimate ng NEDA, pagka nag-lockdown. And we cannot afford anymore. But the health protocols, pero ang talagang sikreto, according to health experts, vaccination, vaccination, vaccination.
Okay, my last question, we don't have enough time, but here's a question from a viewer. The viewer's asking, can you please ask Senator Ping Lacson, what's his stand with Senator Laila De Lima, his colleague? Did this administration target her?
Well, it's already in the courts, and I think the court should decide. And I can only urge the court to speedily dispose of yung case or cases ni Senator De Lima, in fairness to her. Everybody is entitled to speedy trial.
Okay, you know what? You were once a police, you were once the PNP chief, and during the campaign, Mayor Duterte admitted to killing, I think, 2 or 3 people. He said that in several interviews. Nakapatay na po ba kayo ng tao, Senator?
In self-defense and in the performance of our duties as law enforcement officers, yes.
Okay, but then are you seeing that there's this present situation of empowering the police has also turned abusive towards ordinary Filipinos?
Yes, we saw that during our hearings, yung sa public order hearings. Di ba ang nangyari, yung first impact noong high-profile drug war, we witnessed, we had resource persons who testified na yung inuna ng mga ibang, yung mga scalawags na pulis, yung mga runners nila before President Duterte took over because they might tell on them. So there's this couple in father and mother from Antipolo. Sinabi nila, yung pumatay sa anak namin, ito yung nagpapabenta sa anak namin ng droga. Ito yung recycled. So mali, it started on the wrong foot, because when you tolerate something like that, it grows bigger and the problem becomes more serious. So dapat nip in the bud. Kung mayroong ganon, make them answerable.
Okay, just very quickly, but we don't have
ng present administration. It started on the wrong foot.
Started on the wrong foot. And very quickly, how then do you handle feedback from some netizens when they say, when you criticize the police force today, but during your time, you were also accused of Kuratong Balele? So they were saying it's very similar. How do you respond to that, Senator?
Karen, yung Kuratong Baleleng, it passed through separate or different trials. Na-dismiss lang 3 times yan. At least 3 times na-dismiss. Pero alam mo, ito unfair sa amin because we were drowned in this propaganda war. Na talagang we were judged sa public opinion, guilty na kami. Hindi man lang inisip na meron tayong mga korte na nagde-decide. And we were acquitted not only once, not only twice, but 3 times. Pero it kept coming back.
Yeah. So
I think it's unfair to me and to those people because, Karen, nakalimutan na ba natin na during those times, 2-3 times a week, merong na-hold up na bangko. Pagkatapos may napapatay na mga tellers, may napapatay na security guard. You know what struck me the most? When I was watching TV Patrol at the time, there was this labandera, poor mother. Ang sabi niya, ang hinagpis niya, pinag-aral ko yung anak ko, nakatapos ng nurse, ngayon pa lang siya makakatulong sa akin. Anong kasalanan nila? Malapit lang sa bangko. I think this was Banco de Oro in Center Point.
Collateral damage.
Napatay. Sabi niya, umiiyak. Alam mo, that struck me the most. I almost cried with her just watching her on TV. And I said, what kind of animals are these people? Wala namang kasalanan. Ang malungkot talaga, alam mo, pinag-aral ng ilang taon. Pinaglakantera niya pagkatapos mapapatay ng ganon. Yun na nakalimutan ng mga kababayan natin. Ang naisip lang si Lacson at yung mga kasamahan niya na pumatay doon sa Kuratong Baleleng, hindi naisip ano ba yung circumstances that led to the killing of the Kuratong Baleleng gang and what those people did, yung atrocities that they committed. Nakalimutan na lahat yun, Karen eh.
Okay, so if you win as president, will you be iron-fisted when it comes to peace and order?
Against criminals, notorious criminals, yes. But in accordance with the rule of law.
All right.
We will always observe the rule of law.
On that note, Senator Ping Lacson, I don't have enough time, but I want to thank you so much for joining me today. We hope to have you back again soon. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Karen. Don't migrate yet.
Thank you. All right. That's Senator Ping Lacson, presidential aspirant for 2022.